Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the MSP Corner podcast. I am your host, Fernando Leon, and I'm joined by my co-host, Gregory Moravietz. And today we're going to today's show's title is From Tech Vendor to Trusted Partner, the Art of Selling Value. And like always, we always have an agenda, so let's quickly go over that and all the topics we'll be discussing today. But like always, we always have an introduction. And we'll be discussing the following: pain points, outcomes, differentiator, ROI, relationships, and we'll end it with a conclusion and about the MSP Corner. So we're going to tackle a game-changing concept today. Today's introduction is what we're going to be discussing. So during this podcast, what we're going to be doing is, we're going to be talking about selling value, not services. And here's the reality for many of you, because I see it every day. Well, not every day, but every week. Because most IT firms fall into this trap of pitching features, tools, amount of experience. I've been in business for 20 plus years. And the dreaded technical jargon. Prospects don't care about the what. They don't care about features. They care about the why, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, we'll get into that. But if you're struggling to close deals, it's because you're not connecting with the specific problems your clients face. And today we're going to share 5 critical components to shift your approach, and so you sell value successfully. So like always, I got to add a disclaimer. This is not a silver bullet for closing new business. This is a conversation we're having on how to increase your chances to closing opportunities. And there's so many other factors that go into it. But today, we're just going to talk about selling value. So let's get into understanding the client's pain points. Now, Greg, pitch in, because you always have great input. So just stop me if you need to correct me, or if you want to, add on to the topic, right?
Sure.
So before selling anything, you need to ask yourself, what's keeping my client up at night? Maybe they're worried about ransomware crippling their operations, or downtime hurting their revenue. Your job in every IT service company, every CEO out there, or if you're the VP of sales, it's your job to uncover these pain points. These pain points is something you need to document. And we can go into that later, but this is what you're going to use for targeted questions during discovery calls, because this is going to show that you understand their challenges. For example, let's say you can ask the question of, what happens to your team's productivity when your systems go down? So selling starts when you solve problems. Okay. So keep that in mind. Any pain points come to mind for you, Gregory?
No, you got it.
All right. All right. Well, pain points are going to be, that's one pain point, right? Productivity, efficiency, security, compliance, data recovery, business continuity. So there's so many pain points that a business goes through. You have to nail down those pain points if you want to learn, if you want to sell value. Okay. That's the whole goal for your organization, is to sell value. Now, we speak in outcomes, not features. Stop talking about tools like firewalls and monitoring systems. Instead, we talk about, well, at least over here at Single Point of Contact, we talk about outcomes. We reduce your downtime to almost zero so your team stays productive. Paint a clear picture of what success looks like. Value is about the result, not the tool you use to get there. And Gregory and I are part of so many conversations with organizations that have either production problems, operational problems, security problems. And I'll use one example of a bank that had a very sexy tool in place. And they thought, oh, this tool is going to stop any cyber attack, or any security issues. Well, they learned that it doesn't matter if you have all this sexy tools in place. You need a skill set to deliver that value, because you can have all the tools in place, but if you can't deliver, if it can't do what you expect it to do, you're going to have problems. So you gotta, you know, tools are great, but organizations or CEOs or whoever your decision maker is, they want to hear that you're going to reduce that, or eliminate any type of security breach, or at least minimize it, or at least have solutions in place, or at least discuss the value you deliver. You prevent security problems, right? You don't talk about Splunk, the SIM tool. We don't talk about things like that. We talk about the, just like I said, the outcome. All right, a key differentiator, right? Because you want to differentiate yourself. And here's the truth: IT firms say the same thing. They all say the same thing. At least the conversations I have with other CEOs of IT service firms, right? They say we're reliable, we have great customer service, we've been in business for 20 years. You know, that's all sounds great when you're talking to your buddies and you're talking to family members, but you need to stand out by emphasizing what makes you different when discussing your solutions with prospects. For instance, we offer 24/7 proactive support that prevents issues before they happen, right? Not just reacting when something breaks. Your differentiator is where your value lies. Now, the value is in preventing problems. Nobody wants to have issues, right? Everybody wants to be productive. Everybody wants to be, they want the network up, because when the network is up, you're making money. Your employees are productive. They're selling, they're working, they're completing projects. So remember, the goal is to illustrate that you prevent problems from happening. And that's where the value is. And the key differentiator, here's another key differentiator, is whoever you're meeting with, when you're meeting with prospects, and I can without a doubt ensure, or at least say, that they're going to be meeting with 3 or 4 other IT service firms. And how you're going to differentiate yourself is, hey, we have 5 other organizations in the medical industry that we've helped reduce security and compliance issues. They no longer have any risk for data, any risk of data getting stolen, or any fines for breach of compliance. So you want to differentiate yourself by being very knowledgeable for that industry. And when you're targeting a specific industry, you're going to be able to stand out, because most other IT service firms are not. They're focused on trying to close everybody and working with every IT service industry. At least most IT service firms are. All right, connecting value to ROI. Decision makers care. What do they care about is really the bottom line, really, right? So show how your services deliver measurable value. You want to say things like, by improving security and minimizing downtime, you'll save 50,000 a year in lost productivity. And when clients see the return, the investment becomes a no-brainer. So you got it. Obviously, the savings, the annual savings, has to be relevant to their industry. Maybe they're a online purchase, they have a shopping cart and they sell a product online, right? Redundancy, uh, productivity, having their, you know, implementing strategies so there's a business continuity plan. There's zero chance they'll go down, right? How many times have you shopped at Amazon and you can't buy something? It's because of, well, what would you say that? Why would you say that is, Greg? Let's give us a little technical jargon here. Why is Amazon so reliable when you're shopping, right? You're I have never in the I'm going to say I've been shopping on Amazon for maybe 15 years. I can probably say I can't remember a time when I have never been able to buy something. Why is that?
You can't. Those situations occur. There's a lot of different things going on with Amazon. They used to buy and warehouse all of it themselves. So
Right.
that was something that was very, if they had it on the shelf, then the Roboto would say, shelf 46 has something on it. It'd go out there, it'd fetch it back and send it off. And if it was broken, you would return it. They would just take it, put it on a pallet, and sell it in a mass. But nowadays they have you do consignment sales where you don't actually deal with Amazon. Someone brings the product to the Amazon fulfillment center, and then they ship it to you. Amazon has a new strategy where they fulfill orders for small businesses, like say you sell cookies. You just take the cookies to the fulfillment center, and then Amazon puts it in a box for you and ships it off. Now, if you don't bring it to the fulfillment center, then it doesn't get shipped out, and then Amazon gets pissed at you. I've had that happen before a couple times. I've
But
also had some stuff be very, very late compared to what they said it was going to be, and then they would just keep making it be later and later, and then I finally canceled the order, got my money back, and went and bought it somewhere else because they just couldn't fulfill it. So
well,
things have changed for them a little bit.
well, no, that's fine. The inventory of product is, yeah, I get that explanation, but I'm talking about, I have never been on their website and they have had a technical glitch. Like, Never. I don't know. You also shop on Amazon. Have you ever been on Amazon and you're like, oh shoot, the website's down. I can't order my dog food for my dogs, or I can't order my girlfriend's birthday present, whatever, right?
I've had problems with Amazon before, a couple, maybe half a dozen. Their tech support is okay, but their secondary tech support, like if you ever go to their vendor and try to
Mhm.
ask a question of their vendor, especially if something made in China and
Yeah.
there's a language barrier, you're just not going to get support. So support from the third party products, very, very poor. Support
What?
from Amazon, pretty good.
No, but I'm talking about having the ability to go to their site and order a product.
Once or
Am I?
twice I've had a problem. Once
Okay.
or twice.
Yeah, I'm talking like the server's down. The server for me has never been down, right?
It's been down for me once or twice.
Okay. In how many years?
20.
Oh, dude, that's wouldn't you say that's pretty good?
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
great.
I don't know how much stuff you order, but I have a daughter and a wife, and they order all the time, and they know I'm their tech support if there's ever a problem, and they have never ever complained to me saying, "Oh, the site's down" or whatever, right? So, but there's a reason for that, and why is that? Do you think?
Well, they have very high, highly redundant systems. They have, probably grid computing where every single server in their catalog can process the orders. And so if one of them is slow or down or doesn't give the right responses
Hmm.
to something that's checking them,
Yep.
then it would switch over to another one. They have to scale out orders, especially Christmas time. So they have to spin up new servers. Those servers all have to pass, checklists, and then once the checklists are met, they get put into production and they spin up another server. All this happens within seconds, by the way, of them needing more compute, more memory, more storage. You can set anything up to do that. As
Well,
long as
that's
you have the resource pool, you're good to go.
well, that's a great point that you bring up. So let me ask you this. So let's say we have a client and they're a mini Amazon. They're not a massive behemoth like Amazon. But let's say you and I have a client, and they have, let's say they sell 100,000 pens a month or a week. Let's say a week. Could you set up a server farm so AI detects, oh, this server's down. Let's spin up another one in 5 seconds. So there's
Not
no.
AI, but regular stuff will do that.
Oh,
Regular orchestration. It's called
interesting.
orchestration, and orchestrating
Aha.
orchestrating software. You don't need AI to do that. I mean,
Okay.
orchestration was occurring long before AI even became a thing. Could you do it on prem? Yeah, you could do it on prem if you had the maximum. Like if you were ever like getting 1,000 orders a minute and your systems could handle 999 orders a minute, the 1,000th order would be delayed or would be maybe rejected, or the customer satisfaction score on the 1,000th order might be off because you're overusing your resources. But if you're in an environment where you can scale out with compute and memory and server and storage and database, then you could pretty much go on infinitely as long as there was enough
Mhm.
resources for you.
Makes sense. No, 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 that makes sense. I like that. I see. I learned something today. Orchestration. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, the last topic I want to bring up is focusing on trust and relationships, because selling value isn't transactional. And we see transactional relationships all the time, especially with VARs or VoIP providers. It's very transactional. You need to create a what we call a relationship, a partnership. And by building trust and understanding a CEO's business, and when you're transparent and you're proving you're a partner invested in their success, this is going to improve, or it's going to increase your chances of generating new business and building stronger relationships. Because if you can illustrate the type of partner you are, like offering case studies where you solved similar problems for your current prospect, you're going to increase your chances of closing the opportunity. Because most IT service firms, I have to emphasize, are selling IT services. They're talking about how great their techs are, how experienced they are, how long they've been in business, how customer service is so important to them. They don't care about that. Prospects don't care about that. They care about their own problems, right? So you have to get out of that mindset of focusing too much on yourself. You got to stop focusing on you and focus more on the prospect. At the end of the day, that's what matters. That is what's going to generate more business for you. Maybe you don't want more business. Maybe you're just happy where you are, and that's fine. But if you want to build a business that, or you want to build a legacy, or you want to build a 8-9 figure MSP business, it's possible. You just have to learn how to sell value. All right, my conclusion, the takeaway, right? Clients buy solutions to problems, not services, and certainly not products. To succeed, you got to shift your conversations from what you do to how you create value. Uncover pain points, speak to outcomes, differentiate yourself, and connect everything to ROI. And you got to include a time frame in there too, so don't forget that. If you master this, you'll understand, you'll stand out in a crowded IT market, and you will be closing more deals. So go out there and sell value. Now, real quick on the MSP Corner, we're on a mission to deliver valuable content to our members. And Greg and I, like all of you, well, some of you know, we're founders of an MSP. We know the struggles many of you go through. We're still living it. We're still in the mix of it. We know what's working, what doesn't work, and we understand the market on what industries want to hear, what their struggles are. And we've developed a platform that's designed to help guide you or CEOs of other IT service firms through all your challenges. And we're going to be offering frameworks that solve that marketing and selling challenge, because we understand that's one of the biggest challenges in business, for any business, really. This is not just an IT service firm problem. Every business, I have lots of friends that run their own business, and they all have it's the same conversation: marketing and selling. Plus, we're going to be lining up resources to help you with outbound campaigns, SEO, PPC, coaching, and much, much more. All right, Greg, any last words before I close this out?
Good.
All right. All right, everybody, thanks for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member at mspcorner.com. Please share our link with the CEO, who will find our information beneficial to their business. And if you want to email Gregory or I, email us at info@mspcorner.com. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with a CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.